Good morning, everybody. This is Froggy Party Rentals once again with another video. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. It's Saturday, and today we're gonna be teaching you how we set up a 20 by 20 tent. So stay tuned for this video. It's gonna be informative. It's gonna be a blog as well. So you see the day in the life of a party rental business in Houston, Texas. So right now we're loading up. We have our Spider-Man bounce house behind me, and we're gonna start loading up the 20 by 20 tent. We're going to show you the whole process. So hopefully you find this video informative and you learn something new today. Let's go. We're all done loading up. So as you can tell, we have the poles for the tent. We have the long poles. We have the short poles down there. Then we have the tent tarp as well. We have one bounce house that we're gonna deliver separately. A dolly to take the bounce house. So all the materials we keep inside this box. We have all the bungees to set up the tent. We have the straps. Then we also have the stakes that you will see later that we use for the tent. We have more bungees here. We have an extension cord because the customer requested lights on the tent. Then over there we have 2 containers with the stakes and hammers. We keep that in the trailer at all times just so we don't forget it. You know, it's something that we always take for the bounce house. And then back here we have the lights that they requested, and we always take 2 signs for promotion purposes, so customers at the party can scan that QR code and find us. And cannot forget the blower for the bounce house and 2 extension cords for the lights and for the bounce house. Hey everybody, now we have more light. So we have arrived to the customer's house. It's 7 a.m. We do our deliveries very early, so we're about to set up. We're gonna show you that process. Stay tuned. Okay, so quick update. We have the base of the tent set up already. As you might see on the time lapse, we have it to where we are able to start setting up the lights. So before we put the tarp over here, we're setting up the lights. Okay, so we use some zip ties and we put it across this little hole right here, and then that way the light is just hanging down straight. We're just gonna modify that end over there. So on that end is gonna go down and connect to their light so the lights can power on. So we'll give you another update once we're closer to finishing. Now we have laid the tarp above the frame. So now we go inside. So this is the process of how we set up the bungees. As you can see, we do the top ones first because once we set up the legs of the tent, it's gonna be too high for us to reach. So this way you don't have to be bringing a ladder. You just go inside your tent and you start putting the bungees at the top. See, that's how it's looking. Okay, so now we're gonna continue with the B-roll. Okay, so here's an update on the tent. This is a process that we're doing now. We put 2 poles on each side. to help the tension for the tent, we did one in the middle and then one at the very end. So that way, the weight distribution, it's even for whenever we lift the other side, you know? So whenever we lift the other side, same thing, we do one in the middle and one at the end. So that way you have 4 corners that are secure, and then we're able to put the remaining poles easily. And this is the update on the lights. This is how it's looking. We were able to connect it right now to test, make sure that all the lights are working properly before we go. So now we're gonna start putting these bungees over here that go with the sidewalls. Also, we bring Simple Green and a towel to clean any part of the tent that might get dirty, because whenever we spread out the tent, we do it on the floor. So we want to make sure that it looks presentable for the customer. Also, another thing for the lights, we provide the extension cord, right? You know, so we connect it, we provide our own extension cord so the customer don't have to worry about anything else. You know, we provide everything for the customer, so they have nothing to worry about. Okay, so now we're setting up the first wall. As you can see here, you put a bungee, but you leave one, because once we put this other wall, you're gonna have to put a bungee right here. So we start with this one and we work our way down. We also already set up the stakes on each side. We have 3 on each side. So this type of stake, you just basically rotate it. So I'm gonna show you real quick. You basically just dig it in there and just start rotating. And right now it was raining a couple days ago, so the ground is kind of soft. So that's why I'm able to do this with one hand, but eventually I'm gonna get a little stuck. So let me put it like this so you guys can kind of see it better. Now you might find yourself in a tough spot sometimes where it's really hard. You just gotta keep pushing it and eventually become softer again. Okay, now it gets to a point where it gets really hard. So now I'm gonna show you an easy way of tightening it up. It gets to a point where it gets kind of hard. If you want to make the job easier, you grab yourself a stake, you stuck it in there, and you start rotating. You know, so that's why we always carry like the bounce out stakes. They can come handy in different ways. So there you go. Now you have it very secure. Now this type of stake with the loop that it has is super strong. Like, this is not gonna go anywhere. And this way you could tighten up all other stakes that you have. See? There it goes. So there you go. That's a very useful tip. And those stakes are the best ones that we find to use for our tents, to secure it and avoid any wind from taking the tent. Okay, so this is how we strap up the tent. So we're gonna have the strap going around the pole. Then we're gonna loop it. Right, we're gonna pull. You see how that's secure right there? And then now, with the stake that we put earlier, we're gonna secure it with some straps. So just gonna use this strap. We're gonna hook it up down there, and then we're gonna tighten it up. And then just to make it look professional, we're gonna make a little knot right here so it's not loose and hanging. There you go. So pretty tight. And we do the same thing for all three corners. So we have 1, 2, and we have 1 on the other side. That's 3 holding down this side. We have 3 on the other side. So that's gonna secure the tent.